Hi everybody, my name is Ann and I am the director here at the Audubon Society of Rhode Island's Nature Center and Aquarium in Bristol, Rhode Island, and welcome to our Audubon at Home. Many of us are stuck home looking for creative things to do, and while you're home you can do something fun and help the birds in your backyard. It's spring and they are all getting ready to nest and have their babies, and they're all looking for food. So these are some fun things that you can do to make food for the birds. So we're going to cook for the birds today, and this is all stuff that you maybe have at your home or you can get easily at the supermarket when you go out and about. Now, many of the things we're going to make today are for the birds in your backyard. So many of the songbirds that you might see. Right here we have our little chickadee and a little goldfinch. These are our Audubon birds, and you might see crows and maybe even some ravens or some blue jays or some cardinals that would love any of these treats, including squirrels. We can't forget about squirrels. Now, raptors such as hawks and owls, well, they eat mice and squirrels and sometimes even rabbits, so they probably aren't going to want anything we have today. So you're going to be cooking for the birds in your backyard. Okay, so a couple of things to keep in mind before you start, and again, these are things that you can easily have at home or maybe pick up in the grocery store. They're not expensive. But one of the things we want you to keep in mind is that when you're feeding the birds, think about what's in the food that you're giving them. So if you're going to be using something like peanut butter or almond butter, or some kind of nut butter, which we're going to talk about today, you want to make sure that there's nothing else in it. You want to make sure there's no sugars in it or salt. We have here an unsalted peanut butter, and all that's in it is peanuts. And also, some peanut butters have preservatives in them that can be very harmful for animals and can make them sick. So you just want to make sure that whatever you're using doesn't have any of those added things that maybe we don't want our friends outside to have. Now, most people have done this next activity, which I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you a different way to do them. A lot of you have done this before, where you take a pine cone that you find in your yard and you attach a string to it, just like I have here, or a piece of yarn, and you roll it, and a lot of times people do peanut butter, and then you roll it in bird seed, which I'm going to do right now. But a lot of people are allergic to peanut butter or can't use peanut butter, but you can use some other things. I use almond butter for this one, or another thing that birds love is sunflower butter. And you can find this again at the grocery store. And instead of just doing plain old bird seed, I've added some things along with it. So we've got plain Cheerios. We've got some plain peanuts without salt. You want to try to make sure whatever you're giving them doesn't have salt on them. We've got some oats, and we've got some raisins. You can also use craisins if you have some craisins. Again, try to make sure whatever you're giving them doesn't have too much sugar in it. Okay, so to do this first one, and I'm just going to do this quickly because I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, is that you're going to take a pine cone, and I'm going to go in and get some of my sunflower nut butter. And you're just going to spread on. You can put as much or as little as you'd like. I'm just going to put a little on just to show you quickly. And then I'm going to take some bird seed. I'm going to put that in a plate. And I think I want to be a little more creative than just bird seed. Like I have on this one, I've got some peanuts and I've got some raisins. So I'm going to add some peanuts and maybe some raisins. And then I'm just going to roll it and really squish it in there with your hands and keep rolling it. And then what I like to do on the string, and I started doing it here, is string some Cheerios on as well, all the way down, and then you can hang it in a tree or somewhere in your yard, and the birds just love it. And actually, once they're done eating everything off the pine cone, you can just reuse the pine cone again. So, and I just did a little bit of it. And in fact, here at the Audubon Society, everything we're making today, we're going to reuse. We're going to give some of these treats to our ravens, Zach and Lucy, and some of them we may put out for our birds here at the Audubon Society that live on the refuge. So. Okay, the next couple of things I'm going to show you are some kind of cool, fun things that you can do. So you can buy what they call seed balls, which are these things, and we do sell these at Audubon, but I'm going to show you how to make your own if you'd like to, because they're fun to make. And what you have to do is you have to start out with something called suet. And this is suet. And suet comes in all different flavors. And again, we have this here at Audubon. In fact, you can visit our online store and you can see them, or you can buy them at your grocery store or hardware store, any place that sells birdseed. And they're usually fairly cheap, around $2 for what they call a suet cake. And a suet cake is a little bit of fat with usually some birdseed in it. But we're going to get creative with it. So what I did is I opened up a suet packet and I broke it up. And what I did is I have some here that I broke up in my plate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some whatever I feel. I'm going to be creative. Maybe I'll add some more peanuts, and maybe I'll add some oats and some Cheerios. Oh yeah, and I'll throw it all in. I'll throw in some raisins. Okay. And then what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to mix it together. After you break it up from being in the square, then you can mix in your ingredients. And it's sort of like playing with Play-Doh. You have to work with it for a while, get it all warmed up in your hands, and it'll start to kind of make a ball, just like you're working with Play-Doh. Okay, and you can keep adding stuff to it, like maybe I'll throw in a few more oats. And this is really fun because after a while, you can almost shape it to any shape you want to go into. Okay, now you have a little ball. The question is, what are you going to do with it so you can bring it out to the birds? Well, you can do a few things. You could put it in the base of a tree, at the base of a tree, or in a branch of a tree. You could put it in a little bag that you get onions or maybe little oranges in, which is called an onion bag. Or you can get an old pair of nylons, or you can get something like this. This is what's called a seed sock, and it's made to put birdseed in. We have these at Audubon, and in fact, if you email me, I will mail you a few seed socks for free. We can send up to 4 per family, okay, for seed socks. And you can just put your mix in your seed sock. And close it up and hang it in the tree, and the birds will come and pull out right from the seed sock and pull the material right out. Okay, so that's one fun thing you can do. The other cool thing you can do with suet is you can make your own little suet blocks with whatever you want inside of it, or you can make little balls just like these seed balls that we sell right here. Now to do this, it's really easy. You can just take maybe an ice cube tray that you have at home, or I have this tray, an 8-carton tray that eggs came in. I have also this little container, plastic container. And what you can do is take some suet and put it in the microwave for about 20 or 30 seconds. You got to keep looking at it and watching it. And what happens is that it's going to start to melt and turn into what looks like peanut butter. So you can see it's starting to look a little bit like peanut butter, and that's where you want it. Okay, so once again, you're going to break off some of your suet, pop it in a cup, and microwave it. Maybe an adult can help you for about 30 seconds, but you got to keep watching it, and you mix it up a little bit. Okay, and now what I'm going to do for my bigger container, I'm going to make my own handle. So I'm going to take a piece of yarn, because this is what we're going to make. It's going to hang from a tree for you. Okay, and let's see, what do I feel like putting in for the birds today? Well, let me see. I'm going to do some Cheerios and some peanuts and some raisins. Now, my suet already has some birdseed in it, but I think I'm going to add some more. All right, so I've got all this mix in it. And now what I'm going to do, and my string is on the bottom, I'm going to take some of my suet that's all melted, And I'm going to spread it in just like I'm spreading peanut butter on toast. Oops, I lost some of it. I'm going to mix it a little bit so I make sure the suet goes all the way to the bottom. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put it in your freezer, at least for a couple of hours or overnight. And then the next day you can pop it out and you'll have something like this that you can hang from the trees. Or, like I said, you can use something like an egg carton or maybe an ice cube tray. And once again, you can, this time maybe I'll do some Cheerios and some oats. Now let's see, I'll add a little bit more bird seed and I'll do some more raisins again. Okay, oh, let's do a little bit, and let's do some peanuts in this one. Okay, once again, I'm going to take my melted suet, put it right over the top. Now this one I'm not going to put a string on, and I'll show you why. And you could make as many as you want. I'm just making 2, but you could fill up the whole tray and make up as many as you want. I'm going to put some more in here because I have some extra. Okay. Okay. So again, put these in the freezer for at least 2 hours or overnight, and then you'll pop them out and you'll get something like this. And then what you can do is, again, you can take something like a seed sock or maybe an onion bag or a bag that oranges come in. And you can, whoops, you can pop them in here just like that and hang them for your tree. Or maybe if you have a fence, you can put them along the top of your fence or the top of your rail of your porch, or just put them out where birds and squirrels could find them. Everyone, so we made our treats for the birds, so we're going to set them out here at the Audubon Society. We're actually saved our pine cones that we wrapped up in almond butter and sunflower butter for our ravens because they love those. But the rest we're going to give to the birds here at Audubon. So I'm going to take the little seed balls that I made, and I think I will put them, I'll put one right here. And I think I'll put one right here on top of our lamp posts. And then I think I'll take our seed sock that I made the mixture that I worked with my hands and put in the seed sock. I think I'm going to put it right here in the tree right here. And let's see, I think I'll do this. Okay, so I'll put that right there for the birds and the squirrels. And let me see. Oh, let's put the little squares that we made. Kind of looks like a brownie. We'll call it our bird brownie. We're going to tie it up on this tree. Okay. Now I have a little bit of extra left in my plate, and I'm just going to toss this in the grass for the, actually we have some turkeys here at Audubon, and they'll love that, and some other birds that like to feed on the ground, so we'll just toss that on the ground. And we're all set. So we hope you had some fun cooking for the birds. Now once again, if you're interested in having some seed socks, we do have some that we can mail to you for free while supplies last. And again, if you mail me directly, again, my name is Ann, so my email is adimonti, that's ADIMONTI at ASRI.org, which you'll see at the end of this video. Also too, if you're interested in buying some suet, again, you can go to any store. We have them here at Audubon. And we also have all kinds of other things to help you learn about birds, such as field guides, games, and window decals to help protect your birds. Thanks everybody, have fun doing this.